Hi everyone, I'm Crunchiekitty and today I'm going to show you how to build this whimsical fantasy style cottage from start to finish. Although it's small, the interior actually contains everything a base should need for a survival mode playthrough. First of all, please note that any materials marked with an asterisk might differ in number required depending on how you texture your own build. Although this might look a little bit confusing, the key takeaway is just to build the stair area later, with the pink and blue sections being built in this clip right here. Try to use roughly the same amount of granite and bricks in this section. And as we start this second layer, we fill in these blocks for the stairs and trace an inner outline of what we built just before. Fill this layer in just like the last layer, and don't mind the weird erratic way that I filled it in this clip. With these walls, I tried to texture it pretty evenly with the mud bricks and the packed mud throughout most of the walls, with a little bit of jungle wood towards the tops of each wall segment, just in a bit of a messy arrangement. Of course, you can always copy what I do exactly, block by block, but I think it's better to let people customize it to their own liking. Now this style of roofing was actually inspired by one of Grayson's builds. I really love his fantasy style buildings and definitely took inspiration with the sort of opened fence gate trim idea that you'll see in a second. So credit where credit is due, he definitely inspired me in this case. Now for these sections, they can be quite tricky, and I've been using dirt blocks, as you can see here, as supports just so I can place the stairs off of them to get the right shape, and I do recommend that you also do this if you're following along yourself. as you'll soon see, I actually leave a block of dirt in this build, which is meant to be there. It's going to be replaced with leaves later when we're decorating and detailing, but for now you can just put any spare block there. This is a rare circumstance where I actually do suggest that you follow what I do block by block, just because to achieve this certain type of gradient pattern that I've used in this build, you sort of need a certain proportion of each block and in certain arrangements, and I'm planning on making a video another time to explain in more detail how I do gradients and stuff, because I found it quite hard to learn the actual practical elements of how to apply these in my own builds, so for now just follow along as shown. To be able to place this shroomlight block where it is, I actually filled the gap behind it with another shroomlight block, but you can use any other block if you don't have another one of them. And now it's finally the stage where we actually replace those dirt blocks we've left with the leaves and other detailing elements that we've been waiting to add. Okay, so I am really confused as to why this happened, but in the recording it looks like I placed down a fletching table. It's a crafting table, and later on I'm going to show you a clip of this again. You can literally see the crafting table in my hand, but it appears as a fletching table. I have no idea why. See, this is when I realised it looks like a fletching table, but it's a crafting table. And I don't know why, so, You'll probably notice that in this section, some of the clips don't quite line up with the way that I placed the bookshelves, as you'll see here. Suddenly that top row is not there in the other clip and we place it after. This was just because I made a mistake in the recording process, so don't mind that. Ignore these red poles that I'm about to put in of mangrove wood. I put them in too early in this process and I should have done that later, and I'm about to delete them, so just ignore them. Now you're going to see some time lapses of some extra little decorations I made, which honestly are just for show and you can take or leave and no need to copy them exactly. It's more about suiting the build to your environment and trying to make it fit with the world that you've placed it in. And now you should be done. Time to enjoy some final glamour shots before the outro. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you managed to create the perfect little fantasy cottage of your dreams. If you liked the video or it helped you in any way, or you'd be keen to see more from me, please like and comment, and please make sure to subscribe because it really helps me out. Thank you so much. Bye!